Welcome to Kentucky Hidden Wonders. Today we have a very special guest. Well, every guest is special, but we're super excited about this one. We have Chef Brent Evans of the Bell House, and he is the executive chef. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's start off and tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I went to Sullivan University to get my degree. And then from there, I went to a restaurant in Elizabethtown, Kentucky that was called Stonehearth Restaurant Catering. Sadly, it went out a couple years ago, a business, but I worked under a chef there that was the start of pouring the passion into me with how to make great food and how it tastes great, and showed me how to do different things like cutting meats and stuff. So he was probably the spark that lit me. Sullivan was great, but I went through all school not with the 100% passion, but after working under a chef that knew what he was doing and in the real world, because schooling is great, but you don't truly understand until you get in the real world situation. So that's where it started. From there, we went to, I went back to Sullivan and worked for cooking for the students in the dorms. And there was a few chefs there that taught me lots of different things, like homemaking soups and sauces and how, like, different techniques. And that helped me a lot, as well as Sullivan used me everywhere. Like, if somebody was called out sick or something, I was the guy that they shifted around to fill in. So that helped me a lot for when I started to be a manager / executive chef at Bell House, because I was kind of thrown into different situations and had to just figure it out. So, and then I've been at Bell House it's 11 years now. So,
wow.
So that's,
Well, obviously, they want to keep you around.
Yes.
And you are fantastic. And I do have to say, your hospitality skills are amazing. So somewhere that must be innate, or somebody taught you that. I don't know. But to go around to each of the tables and for the chef to come in and welcome people and ask how they're doing, that just makes your whole experience absolutely wonderful.
So I think I have a love for people. So it helps, because I do enjoy talking with most people. I don't know. I'm guessing that's a God-given thing, but I definitely enjoy interaction with people, and I truly want, and that it goes hand to hand with being the chef of, I want the food to be something that makes everybody smile. So.
And it does.
Yeah.
It does.
So going back a little bit, you said that working under that first chef in Elizabethtown is what really kind of sparked your passion for it. And so I guess my question is, what drew you to culinary school if you didn't already have kind of that burning passion?
It's a great question. I just grew up, a lot of my family ran restaurants, and I grew up in the restaurant scene. I was actually going to go to the Marine Corps, but...
Boy, that's a big switch there.
9/11 happened when I was in school. I had everything done. All I had to do was sign on the dotted line, and when 9/11 happened, I kind of backed out. A lot of my buddies that were going to go to the Marine Corps were like, oh, we're going to go over there. They're all gung-ho, and I was like, yeah, they shoot back, right? Like, so I'm not going to lie, that was my mentality. I really don't know if I want to get myself into this. Then I was just like, well, what else do I know? And I was working in kitchens from when I was 15. So I was like, well, we'll go take a gander at this. Like I said, I didn't have the passion at first, because I worked in decent restaurants, but I wasn't in one like the Stonehearth or Bell House where everything was pretty much homemade. And so once I got into the Stonehearth restaurant, seeing his dishes and how they tasted, and it was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, and then he was really open to allowing me to create my own dishes.
Right. And your
And-
food is beautiful too.
Yes.
I mean, not only is it delicious, but it is beautiful to look at as well.
So that comes from another chef. That was the first chef was named Ken. He was the one at Stonehearth Restaurant. I just called him Ken. So,
Like Cher. He was Ken.
Yeah. Chef Ken.
well, and then when I went back to Sullivan, like I said, there's chefs that played a role. Well, rest in peace, but his name was Anthony Laurie, went by Tony. He was the one that really said your food should speak volumes by itself. You shouldn't need garnishes. And we use very little garnish on our food because he taught me that, like, if your food's great, it's going to look great.
Yep.
Use top quality, fresh. And so he was the inspiration behind me trying to keep most things simple, not a lot of garnish on the plate, more about the vocal point is the food. So yeah, that's the other huge inspiration. Those were the two main chefs. Like, there's a few others along the way, but those two were the two that poured the most into me. So
Well, I can
So-
tell you've got definitely the passion. Let's talk about the Bell House, that beautiful historic Bell House restaurant. For the few people that maybe have not yet gone to it, talk about the history of this
Okay,
beautiful
so there's
restaurant on Main Street.
a lot of history there. So the first thing is the history behind just the house itself. The house was built in 1902. It was a doctor's house as well as his practice. And then in the 50s, Armstrong Insurance Agency purchased it, and it was that until the early 2000s. And in 2007, that's when Bob and Sue Andriott purchased it. They didn't open doors till 2009. They put a lot of thought and renovation into the inside, what they could, because it's historic, so they could only do so much without messing with the building.
And it looks historic inside. It's very cozy, very beautiful.
Yes.
Love the fireplaces.
Oh yeah. So it they did that, and then they sold to Tom McGinnis in 2021, and his motto was he loved what was going on. He just wanted, if we can improve, we can improve. Other than that, he didn't want to mess with it, and because he liked it for how it was, and was a big motivation of him purchasing it, because I'm going to put it on record, he always would tell me it was his favorite restaurant. But
That's amazing. And the bell out front. I don't want to miss that. That's
Yes,
an important little story there.
that's why I say there's lots of history to the Bell House. So then you have the bell that's in the front lawn. So it was made in the 1800s in Louisville. It was the Shelbyville old firehouse bell, and in the 50s, when the Armstrong Agency was in the Bell House building, they started renovating the old building, the old firehouse building, and they had to put the bell somewhere. And he was on city council, and he just told him, said, put it in the front lawn. They didn't know where else to put it. So, but then, so when Bob and Sue came along, they named the Bell House after that bell, because there's history there as well. They spent, like I said, 2 years renovating and thinking of what they were going to do with this restaurant. So I'm assuming that was part of their thought process during the time too. Like, what are we going to name it? Oh, we got this bell. Like, I don't know. You would think as long as I worked with them, I would ask them how that thought process
Well,
came
probably
about. But
there's a bell and it's a house. Let's call
Yeah.
it the Bell House.
yeah, but I just wonder if they even went through other names before they even got there. But
So how did you hear about the bell? So you said you're going on 11 years. So that would have
Yeah.
put you starting there in 2015.
Yeah.
Into
into 2014.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So roughly about their 6th year in operation, right? So how did you hear about the Bell House? Did you come in as the executive chef?
It was actually through my church. One of the members there that I knew Bob and Sue and knew that they were looking for open. He knew that I was a chef. This was when I was still working at Sullivan, and so he just approached me and said, "Hey, there's this executive chef spot open," and I think he wanted me there, and then so I scoped it out, and really I did a trial. me and Sue were like, I said, "Can I just come part time and see how I like it?"
Yeah,
I loved it. So,
and you're still there.
Exactly. So
can you, switching gears, talk about the menu? So how would you describe kind of what's on the menu? Does it have?
Well, you got at dinner. You got a little bit of the French, Italian, and Southern American cuisine. Lunch is more sandwich based, so I would say it's just more upper scale American. So at lunch we have stuff like the French dip, the Asiago turkey flat, goat cheese salad, which we sell both lunch and dinner, which is a huge hit.
My favorite is the quiche. Do you still have that?
Yes.
It's
yes.
wonderful.
So the quiche. We have so many different options. Our French dip and our steak flat are both made with the shaved prime ribs that we serve at dinner.
Yeah.
So I don't slouch on the quality even at lunch with stuff of that nature. That helps me in two different ways. One, quality's up, but two, I'm never wasting as much because I'm using it more than one
In
spot.
both, yeah.
Let's talk more about food. So this is the 100th year of the hot brown. And I know, Mason, you say, what's your favorite hot brown?
Well, obviously the Bell House. I say it's the best one in the state.
Best one in the world, probably.
Yes.
But so how is your hot brown at the Bell House different than any other? Or what makes it it so tasty?
Well, I'll give out a few secrets, but I don't want to give out the whole secrets. But I mean, quality is really the thing. I get Swiss cheese imported. That's one of the main cheeses in the Mornay sauce. I get Parmesan cheese imported. That's another. And that Parm is totally different than what you can get here because it's not so salty. Like I can eat that Parm and not be like making a ugly face.
See, I think it's those little touches that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That makes it special.
You know, you go to a lot of, I don't want to throw anybody on the bus, but the big name stores around here and get like cheeses like that, and it's going to be bitter, especially the Parm. Like if you think about, if you eat Parm by itself, it's normally really bitter. Not if you get really good stuff imported. So the Swiss cheese as well, the one we get imported is a medium. It's got like a nutty flavor, not real strong. You can eat it by itself and not make an ugly face, but there's still flavor there. Because you got Swisses that are so weak, it's like, am I even eating cheese? And then you got some that are so strong that you're making the bitter face.
Right.
And so it's really a balance, I guess. That's the best way that I've always described it, is having a balance in every dish that you do. So, and going back to like when you get out of school, a lot of times people are asking you what your dish is and stuff, and I fell for that for a while. I would be like sea bass with lemon garlic beurre blanc, but that was a selfish pick because it's just like one of my favorite things to eat.
Yeah.
And I knew how to make it really good. But as I got a little bit, I'd say probably my second or third year at Bell House is when it started hitting me that, no, it's not about one dish. Because really, a lot of times people will say the hot brown is our dish, but I wanted the whole menu to be our dish.
And it is.
So, yeah.
It truly is. From that fantastic coconut cream pie.
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, everything on your menu is delicious.
Well, that is the game plan now. So, like I said, after about year 2, I think light bulb went off, and I was like, no, we're going to upgrade everything. If you looked at our menu before I got there, I would say at least half of it is still the same as far as what's on it, but it's not the same because I've upgraded all the quality of the meats and everything.
Yeah.
So
Same in name only.
yeah.
So, I guess it's because it's almost lunchtime and I'm hungry. I'm still thinking about food, but what would you say I'm sure they're all your favorite, but
You
what
want to make me pick?
I'm not going to make you pick
my
your favorite.
kids?
I'm going to make you pick your favorite to make.
All right. So I like a challenge. So I think, and this is actually through my catering. The Bell House pot roast is a lot of steps,
Okay.
and I only do it for catering. Sometimes we'll do it as a lunch special, but any other person to get in that kitchen probably would hate making it. But because it's a challenge with all the steps and making sure everything's right, a lot of people are like, "Oh, pot roast, it's okay." Not mine, but I'm saying like that's the mindset of pot roast. That's kind of low scale. Well, I use prime rib or ribeye, whatever I have. If I have a lot of prime rib left and I have a catering coming, then they're going to get prime rib. If I have a lot of ribeye, then they're going to get ribeye. So again, it's another of not lowering the quality no matter what I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
Just like going back to the French dip, a lot of people make it with cheap roast beef.
Yeah.
We're making it with prime rib. So another level, costs a lot more, obviously, but you can taste it.
Right.
So,
and it's super, super tender.
yes.
Yeah.
Everything is. So at the Bell House also, you've got quite a number of special events that you do throughout the year. So what kind of events can we expect from the Bell House?
Well, I'll just go full year round.
Okay.
Just so that we don't miss anything. So we do different teas throughout the year. They start Christmas, and then we go into a winter tea in January. Then we do a tea for Valentine's, and then we normally do a tea for Mother's Day.
Is it like with little sandwiches that come?
Yeah, you
with
get a
it,
3-tier.
The English tea.
So you get
Wonderful.
scones, mini sandwiches, and little desserts, and then it's bottomless tea. You get to pick like 2 different flavors per table. Unless it's a large table, then we go 3 or 4, but typically 2 per table, and they get bottomless tea of those 2 flavors while they sit there and just have a good time. So that's one thing that we offer. We also do sporadic.
You've done the murder mystery.
That's what I was trying to get out. We do sporadic murder mysteries. We've had a magician there. The murder mystery is a really good one. That's why I keep doing it, because people love those.
Is it audience participation with it, or is it more like a drama where you sit and watch?
You sit, but they kind of make it funny, and they incorporate who they want. So it is a little bit audience participation, but it's just if they come over and like play off of you in the audience. So.
Awesome. And I think the tickets, I've wanted to go, and the tickets go pretty quickly. So I guess you have to be right on it when you see those.
I space it out. One, because it takes a lot of time to plan everything, but especially with doing catering and doing different events and running a restaurant. But I was trying to space out the events, kind of for my own sanity, but murder mystery normally sells out pretty quick. So if you hear that we have one and you're interested, definitely jump on it. Because
do you promote that on your Facebook page, or how can people? I
have an event calendar on my website that I try to keep up
wonderful.
to date. And then I sometimes will put it on Facebook, but really our website's the best place to see events, as well as I do keep up with my monthly lunch and dinner specials. We post a monthly, so you can go on there and look. I'll do a whole month at a time. Normally it's like a week before that month, and then you'll be able to see that next month so if you have a special that you really wanted to catch, you can see it and plan to come.
And your website is, I can probably guess what it is, but.
Well, I got bellhousewebsite.com is the main one. We also have Bell House Restaurant, but it links you over to Bell House website.
Okay.
And then what other events? So Valentine's, we do a special 4-course where we try to even elevate the food even more by doing like beef Wellington, chicken cordon bleu, get just a little bit higher layers, and then we'll try to do at least 1 or 2 unique sides, something different. Like I did last New Year's, I did fried plantains with drizzled with molasses.
Oh wow, that's different, but delicious.
Yeah, I liked it. I do it more often just for me, but yeah, and so I'll try to do unique, different things. And the New Year's Eve is the same as Valentine's. It's a 4-course where we do more upscale things.
Do you have anything Christmas oriented or
the Christmas teas?
Okay.
Other than that, we're so busy in December between company parties.
Mm-hmm.
Just regular people.
Something that is unique among especially small town restaurants is that you have a dedicated pastry chef on staff. So how did you find your pastry chef, and talk about kind of what they've brought to the table?
Well, I have 2 now.
Okay.
And one has been with me since I think 8 years now, or at least 7.
Wow.
She started when she was in high school working for me through the where they can come from school through the program. And then her interest was, she actually went to Sullivan just for culinary at first, but I put her into doing our pastries at Bell House under our old baker that we had before. And when she was about to graduate culinary school, I said, you might as well go ahead and get your pastry degree while you're there. And some odd reason she listened to me. So she got her pastry degree, and so she's got one more degree than me. I just have the culinary arts, but her name is Ashton Wilder, and she's pretty amazing. She's learned a lot at Bell House, and I push her. I push all my workers to, like, I'll throw something at them like, I want you to do this or come up with this. And most people like that, like I did when I worked under Ken. He would be like, I want you to come up with a special tonight. Okay. So give them free reign to learn. And, you also do trial and error. You don't just put it out there. You got to taste it. Everybody tastes it. Oh, this is amazing. Okay. Then we're going to serve it. But yeah, so she is awesome. And then I have another one named Katie. That is my other pastry chef. She's the assistant pastry chef, but assistant means that they're both just working all the time. So, and then I got my sous chef, who is Isaac Holland, and he's pretty awesome too. But he just applied one day, and I did an interview, and I liked his answers. I don't want to go in depth on that because there's a huge story behind it.
And he just turned out to be amazing.
Yeah, he was scared I wasn't going to hire him, but he didn't realize his answer to a question was exactly what I wanted to hear.
Right.
More of the story was, his answer was that he left the place after a week because he didn't like that they were getting everything in pre-made.
You're pretty much a scratch kitchen, right?
Yeah, like I would say 98%. I mean, some of the breads aren't homemade. Some of our salad dressings aren't homemade.
But they taste like
Yes.
Well, a lot of our salad dressings are ranch or blue cheese.
I was going to say, I bet you're ranch. Yeah.
Our tomato vinaigrette and our Caesar are all homemade. So those are the 5 always. If I go out to the table and they're asked, I'm like, get one of those 5. They're homemade. They're amazing.
Yeah.
That's more than most restaurants. I've worked in different restaurants before, and I will say Bell House home makes more than any of them that I've worked at.
So reservations or not? A lot of times you're busy.
There's only a few things like the Valentine's and the New Year's that it's reservation only. The rest of the time, it's highly recommended because, as y'all know, sometimes we are like fully packed, and if you don't have a reservation, you may be waiting until right before close to get a seat. So, we highly suggest it, but it's not always necessary. I say dinner is definitely more so important that you have a reservation. Lunch, we still do probably a good 25-30% of walk-ins. But dinner is more, it's almost all reservations most of the time. So dinner, definitely. Lunch, I still would suggest it because you just never know.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and how do they make reservations?
We're kind of old school. We like to talk to our customers. So call the Bell House and the phone number. I'll go ahead and do a plug. 502-437-5678. And if you give us a call and just make a reservation. If we don't answer, we checked our voicemails right before the next shift. So it's quicker to do that than I'll get people that Facebook. I'm the only one that gets on the Facebook. And if I'm working on a catering, I may not see your Facebook post till the next day or even maybe the next day after that because I'm in the kitchen a lot, especially with catering. So, so calling is the best option and just leave a message. We would definitely get that message at some point and give you a call back, but we're pretty good at that.
Well, I'm going to definitely be checking your website more so I don't miss the murder mystery this time.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. Before we wrap up, do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I love what I do. It takes a lot of work and energy, but the passion and the customers are what makes my job worth what I do. We have a lot of great repeat customers. We get new ones every day, but our customers are the best. I will say. I will tell you. Here's a little secret. Me and some of my staff every once in a while will be talking in the back, and we'll just talk about we got the best customers. So we do appreciate our customers more than they know, more than they hear, but me and my staff do bring it up that because a lot of even my veteran servers that's been in the industry for a long time, we'll talk about how awesome our customers are. I have one, I ain't gonna mention names, but I have one server that's moving, but she's still thinking of staying here because she was staying working at Bell House because that whole reason. She's like, we can't. Everywhere I've worked before, you don't have customers like what we have at the Bell House. So we do appreciate our customers, and I appreciate my staff as well, and I appreciate being here, and I appreciate everything that y'all do for the community.
Well, we appreciate your fabulous restaurant. It's definitely special. And thanks. I'm going to be dreaming about coconut cream pie now.
But he's probably the hot brown.
Yeah. I mean, or any number of things.
Or any number of things. And that quiche. But thanks, Brent. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.